Saturday, up about, I don't know, 6:30. We've been walking for about, I don't know, 45 minutes, not too long. It's a beautiful day. Starts off cold. Got to take my coat off, jacket off, hat off, which is great. It's warming up. So we're going to walk into a different part of a wood that I've only been in once before. Went in for a dog walk a few weeks back, so I didn't film it. Sorry about the juddering, I'm just holding my GoPro in my hand, so it's far from gimbal quality, so apologies. But so we're going to have a little bit of lunch, hopefully get a wee spot to sling the hammock up. There's also a really cool cave and a really intact lime kiln, so I thought I'd just kind of get some decent sort of footage around that sort of space today. We're not doing a camp out just because work's been too full on. April's back's been really sore, so I'm just going to skip out this morning for a few hours, get the wood stove on, get the hammock up, hopefully be able to sit in the sun. It's supposed to be clouding over, so I'm not too sure, but yeah, so thanks again for tuning in, guys, and we'll crack on up the path. We've got about another 45 minutes walk, so it's a good, and then we're going to probably do a circular, so we might end up doing about 5-6 miles, maybe 7, don't know, something like that. So it's a good wee stretch, just trying to kind of keep my fitness up in case I'd get up north into the proper mountains, and in which case we both need to be sort of pretty fit, don't we, Audrey? Audrey? Yeah, there's my girl. Passing through a little town, little village called Ceres, and this green is where this is the kind of oldest spot of any Scottish Highland Games, even older than the royal ones up in Blair Athol and Blair Gowrie and these kind of sort of places. So really historic little town, kind of near St Andrews. There's a really nice museum and old stuff to enjoy, and this is where the Highland Games is every summer. I'm not sure, obviously with COVID and everything else, it'll be not as much going on this summer probably, but next summer hopefully. But gorgeous, quite quiet, just passing through. These woods are truly stunning in the morning, just no one in, little burn. There's lots of kind of white flowers on the bit of wild garlic, bit of kind of woodpeckers going on, some buzzards, some deer. Oh, it's an old mixed forest, and I'm going to try and have a little look at kind of the other side, if we can get onto the other side of the river. Seems really good. There's a path that runs down this side, so always keen to kind of get into the middle of nowhere. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. Welcome back to Dave and Audrey Does Outdoors, and we're going to have a little exploration of that little cave down there, as you can see it. I was up here with her a few weeks ago just for a dog walk, and we discovered this really ancient cave and an old lime kiln, so we're going to have a wander through some of them today. Thanks again for tuning in. Just a wee one today. It's not an overnighter, but we're going to hopefully sling up the hammock, get the wood burner on, get a wee bit of roll made and a coffee. So we'll just get down that wee hill, have a little look in that cave. I think you'll be pretty impressed. It's ancient, it's prehistoric, it's full of like rich history. So I'm surprised. I'm going to probably do a little bivvy camp in there, but we'll get down the wee hill. Gorgeous morning. It's still cool in the shade, but absolutely beautiful. So thanks for joining me in this little one on today's little wanders. The GoPro's really poor in the dark, so I'll just take my time and see if we can get She's digging holes, any footage that's usable. So let the camera adjust a little bit. There's a hole at each side, but I mean it's what, 20 feet deep, about 20 feet deep. You've got a wee air vent at one end. I'm just trying to think, I'll be able to get my bivvy in here, no bother. It's quite flat actually right there. It's clean. There's a couple of, obviously, folk have been in, and then there's another little air vent at that end. So it's actually, you know, really good for even burning stuff in, because you're probably going to get a decent bit of ventilation. So, absolutely stunning cave. I'll check out some more history. I haven't really sort of looked up much of the history, but it's ancient. And the lime kilns up there, which was built in the kind of 1800s, so this has probably been, you know, workmen, maybe a family, a couple of families over the centuries. So I'm not sure how much you're picking up. There isn't any real, the only kind of sort of markings that I could see are on this stone, which is obviously a flat piece of sandstone, and there's been some sort of human markings there, a few wee scratches, and I'll give it a wee closer look and see if there's anything of interest kind of around. A couple of wee candles dotted about on the ground. People have also been sitting in here chilling, but again, great lack of, there's no litter anywhere. I haven't passed any rubbish today at all, which is fantastic, because we're seeing a lot of that on the news, which is really unfortunate. So everyone's leaving no trace up here, which is perfect. That's an amazing cave, it really is. We're going to go up and look at the lime kiln. It's quite early, well, we're going to maybe get my wood stove. No one's around, it's absolutely deserted up here, but I can hear a couple of dogs over the back, so, and there's nowhere really to put up a hammock. So I'm keen to get, there's a bit of sunshine, so I'm keen to get a bit of chill in the hammock with the dog. So, but yeah, amazing. We're going to go up and round and see this lime kiln, but ancient. You can see the kind of, there's an air vent at this end. So it's an absolutely perfect design of a natural shelter dwelling space that's probably been frequented over the last several hundred, if not thousands of years. Ace. Oh man. That's, it takes me about an hour and a half to relax a little bit. That's the level of stress just now. She's chilled. That's better. I think I don't know where we're going to put the hammock up, we'll see. It's early doors, so. This is the top of the lime kiln. I'll show you where the fires were, but this is where they'd be tipping raw lime, and the furnace would burn it down into, break it into kind of lime that was usable for the fields, and mortar. Pre-cement lime mortar was used, especially up here. It's really good for letting walls breathe, and because it's really wet and damp up in Scotland, the lime mortar, so it was a real commodity. So this apparently is one of the most intact lime kilns that remains, so it's vast. Underneath here there are big burning furnaces that I'll take you around the side and you can see. On one of my previous videos, I camped beside a lime kiln away across the other side of Fife, so these were dotted about. Landowners would own these. These would be centres of activity and wealth, because everyone relied on lime, particularly to fertilise the fields, to grow crops, because year on year the fields would end up spent of nutrients. So this was the main sort of big hole, but there must have been like a a perimeter wall that's fallen down around the top. So, and there'd be roads that would lead up to here, and the horse and carts would just be pouring it all in here. This is where the furnaces would have been. I'm not sure if that was maybe like, there's obviously a kind of gate. This might have been actually sort of a bit more dwelling or a store space. This space, you can see somebody's been trying to build a den. A wee bit of glass maybe, not sure. Audrey, watch. That's not too bad. But that's where the big furnaces would be underneath the hole. So a massive stone structure. Audrey, this way. About 40 feet wide. More than that, 50 feet. 50 feet wide. It's almost, it's not 50, but it's like 50, because you can see how tall it is. But a vast structure at one point, and a real hive of industrial activity, because as I said, we really relied on lime, so you can see. And again, you're really elevated up here, so the wind would, in fact that might have been the size of the fires in each one. But one fire here, a couple of fires around the other side, and that would be enough to, I'm not sure, but like vast, massive and very intact. There's a plaque up there, 1814 maybe, something like that. Really old. Again, a good little spot for a bivvy. Obviously a bit of kind of teenager action up here as well. I mean, if me and my mates had been living about here growing up, as it was, Mum and Dad never saw me, so we would have been, yeah, I would have just moved in up here. It's perfect. Right, we're going to drop down. So you can see that they built these right at such an elevated, so the wind would just be coming in to burn the lime off. Brilliant space. So we're going to drop down a little bit and try and see if we're going to have our lunch down here, down by the river. There's another little bit of the river down there, or we're going to maybe walk back to the spot that we know. But loving it. I love this sort of place because this is just down from the lime kiln, so you can imagine working in that environment in the summer. Really hot, big furnaces, running down the hill and jumping in there, and then people have like left their marks on the stones down there for posterity. 1852, really nice, beautiful old style writing, deep enough to swim in it. It doesn't, I don't know how clean it is. It looks clean. I would definitely swim in that because it's sandy sediment on the bottom that's making it look dirty, but the actual water looks really, really clean. I mean, how beautiful is that? We're going to sit and chill here for a minute or two. Nice. Sitting just at the top of the hill there, looking down. Little buck, couple-year-old, or stag I should say. Nice, that's the noise that we're hearing up the hill. Right on the brow. Right, I think we might end up just slinging the hammock up here, because if we're going to get a wee bit of sun for the next wee while, we're quite a bit away from home, so I don't know about getting settled and then, but we're right at the perimeter of the fence, the wood. It's absolutely beautiful little stream, bit of barbed wire here, but you can access the stream down this side. Always looking for potential little pitching spots or hammock camps for the summer. So we've decided just to stay here. It's too nice to move. The weather's, it's chilly. I've had to put my coat and my hat back on. But we're in amongst some quite old Scots pine, and the stream's just too pretty, and then the sound's absolutely chilling. So we're just going to stay here. I'm going to put the little twig stove on. Probably on the river side in case anyone gets worried about fires and woods, which is fair dues. It's fairly dry. It's not solid dry as it was last week, but you can't be too careful, so I'll probably just put a little twig burner actually on the river side. So we've been lying here for about half an hour, just chilling. So we're going to sort of lie for a wee while. It's about 10:30, so by the time I get some firewood together, get the fire on. I don't know if she'll need her jumper. She's got a wee jumper, don't you? Okay, okay. 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 You want a wee? Okay. Get sort of snuggled in there like that. No. Okay. So we're going to gather some wood in a wee while, and then we'll probably have our roll about 11. Need to get a coffee on as well. But yeah, it's the forecast pretty accurate. It said it was going to cloud over about now, the back of 10. So I've got another little layer in the bag, so I might put it on if it gets cold. It's not too bad, but absolutely beautiful little spot. And we've come away from the caves and the lime kiln, which is way up the other side of the hill. This side, there's virtually no paths on this side of the river. So it's nice, and it seems nice and quiet, so I don't think we'll meet anyone until we start heading back up the road, eh? I adore this little girl. She is absolutely magic. Some updates. I had my second vaccine this week. Sore arm for a couple of days. Tingly eyes, tiredness, I don't know. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, but not too bad. Nothing to kind of write home about. Mia made her tea last night, made pasta. Now that she's 13, she's starting to make dinners for her mum and dad, which is like brilliant. Louie's doing well back at the gym, working hard. Ruby's been back at work for a wee while, so she's out socialising today. Now the pubs are open, so things are starting to kind of get a bit more normal, which is great. Hope everyone's kind of getting their head around lockdown easing. It's a bit of a head burst all the same. Audrey, do you have to? So, okay, I think sometimes when I'm speaking to the camera, she's thinking I'm speaking to her, and she's getting all excited, aren't you? Like, put your jumper on, just keep you cosy whilst we're sitting about. Right, I'm going to gather some firewood and get a wee roll on, and get some bacon. I've got a wee burger, salad, just the usual. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm quite hungry already. and she's got some nice lunch. Lots and lots of deadfall. Won't take long to gather a wee pile. Get the wee fire on down the river. So. Oh, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. I know. I know. Tiny little bit of this just to, because I'm being lazy. A little bit of paraffin. And it lasts for ages. Get the frying pan on. Won't take as long to get a wee burger on the go. She's got a nice wee plate of food. My original little stove, as you've probably noticed, because it can take nice sort of thick bits as well. That little the gas thing struggled with anything of any thickness, which was frustrating. It's kicking it a bit of heat. Oh, nice. You can really fill it up, and then by putting the stuff on the top, that starts burning, so it acts as a kind of pot stand / air, but then it starts to burn as well. This little sweet brioche bun that you're needing in a wee wood burner. You get a chimney effect off the box shape as well, which right, I'm not going to bother putting my coffee on quite yet. I don't think I need to, because that's like, I'll just put that on a little bit, just a tiny bit on the bottom. I'm getting some really nice little river birds that just can come round this underneath the tree. Okay, so there's that. Got a wee bit of salad. Okay, now you're talking. So we've got nice burger, onion, some rocket, some tomato, yeah, it's definitely starting to rain. That looks yummy, absolutely yummy. Let's get a wee bit of that first. Coffee's on. Love fresh oranges. Audrey's had her lunch. Coffee's on. What a nice wee spot. Just what the doctor ordered. Just what the doctor ordered. Coffee. Drip over. Let's see. Wow. That's it. the bloom. That's what we're after. That boiling water reacting with the ground coffee in such a way that it opens up all of that Colombian coffee bean. Perfect. Cheers, everyone. I'm amazed how strong that is out of that. It's really, it's just black, nothing in it. Quite strong, quite a lot of coffee. And the caramel log by Tunnocks, burnt coconut. Please try one if you've not tried a Tunnocks tea cake. No, caramel log this is. Go out, buy a caramel log, eat it, then leave a comment below. Come here, upstairs. There you go. Right, that was really nice. Nice little burger roll, new spot in the woods. It's getting super dark, and there's some heavy rain clouds coming across, so we're going to pack up in case the rain starts. Don't want to get the hammock wet if we can avoid it. Don't have a tarp, so. But yeah, we might end up doing a wee camp here because it's nice and quiet. We've seen and heard no one, which has been absolutely beautiful. She had a little bit of burger, not much, but she had some cheese in her lunch, didn't you? So, yeah, thanks again for joining me. A little wander today. I might be heading up towards Skye next weekend to see my mate Nye, so I'm going to try, we might even do a tent. I'm not sure. It's a 5-hour drive, so fitting in a drive and then a night, a wander, and so I'm not sure, we'll see. But I've got a couple of days off next week, which I'm really needing. So we'll do a little wander through the woods and head a little bit toward home. Right, I don't know if you've seen that, it's kind of half rain, half hail, almost trying to snow. Right, we tied it up, leaving absolutely no trace as per. It's, yeah, I think we're going to get wet because we're a good few miles from home. But that's been really nice. She's got a jumper, I've got on a raincoat, so we're pretty prepared. I wasn't expecting quite as much rain. Got a wee bit of cover from the canopy, so I don't know if it's worth hunkering down in here for another half hour, or I'm not sure, it's looking pretty dark. But that was really nice. I mean, that old tree there, right across the river, we're going to hop across the river and go up a slightly different route to try and get home. So thanks again for tuning in. Remember, give me a thumbs up and a like, leave a wee comment. And hopefully next week we'll definitely get out in the tent again. So looking forward to seeing you all again then. Hope everyone's taking care and getting used to the easing of restrictions, which is fantastic. Get outside into the big outdoors. So listen from me and this little one. We'll catch you the next time. Take care.